I'm Andrea,
I'm Wendy.
and we're here to talk about retreat stuff. It's retreat season for us.
Yeah, it
I
is.
don't know if it
We're
is.
getting close.
I don't know if it is for anybody else, but it is for us. We're getting close. And so I thought what we could do is talk a little bit about what are our must-haves for retreat. And the list was long. So
We have pared it down some.
I have notes so we can remember which things we picked. But we each picked three things. So why don't you start? What is one of your top three must-haves for a retreat? Like if you did not bring this, you would turn around and go home to get it.
That would be my tea and my teacup.
Mm,
At our retreats in particular, if you don't have your own cup, you're pretty much SOL.
yeah.
You'll need to go out and get one. But I use this kind of cup and have tea all day long, every day anyway.
Yeah. Me
So,
too. I would die without my teacup. Notice I have like a nice handle on mine as well.
I prefer straw to a
So-
handle, so we're good.
We're good.
How about you, Ann?
That's a really good one. Well, I'll tell you what. I have a broken thermostat. So I'm either cold or hot. Thank you. I'm either cold or hot, which means that in a place where I have no control over the climate, I definitely want to be able to control my own little microclimate. So not only do I dress in layers, but the thing that I would go home for is my own little personal fan. This one plugs in. You can get ones that are USB. You can get smaller ones. But I'm going to say, for me personally, if I'm not able to crank the temperature down locally, that's not a good thing.
Yeah, because you're usually too warm.
Usually I'm too warm. Yeah, for sure. How about you? What's another thing that you would turn around and go home for?
That would be what I'm sitting on. Be my bungee chair.
Yeah.
Love my bungee chair with the crazy rollerblade wheels.
Inline skate wheel. Yeah. I am also sitting in a bungee chair with inline skate wheels. And there's nothing like it for
Oh, sciatica is almost negligible.
being able to sit for many hours and not feel like you're going to crumple as soon as you stand up. For sure.
Always a plus.
Always a plus.
What about you? What's your next one?
So the next one is one that you introduced me to, which I have been forever grateful for, and that is the under sewing machine mat.
As you can see, this one's
This
well
is a
used.
well-used one. And you put this under your sewing machine, and especially on flimsy banquet tables.
Which is what a lot of retreats
A
have.
lot of retreats have.
Because they're not necessarily made for heavy duty, bouncy.
Yeah, well,
they're made for eating it.
They're not gonna have your sewing table, which is set up for vibration and so on. And so this really, really cuts down on the vibration. For depending on the structure of the table, it won't cure the vibration problem altogether. However, it really cuts back on it. So
quite significantly.
I love this thing. I pack it right in the bag with my extension table.
Yep, I do
Fits in
too.
there perfectly. It's flat, and hey, if something happens, maybe it's even a little extra buffer for my extension table. So, what's your last
My
item?
last one, I'm gonna say, is probably the thing I keep with me everywhere, not just retreats. Pen and paper, specifically graph paper. You never know when you're gonna want to try to figure out a new block. Something comes to you while you're moving around doing stuff. You see something, you want to sketch it out, or just write a note.
Yeah.
This is a staple for me. I always have something to write on and with.
Yeah, good call. I have a notebook that has graph paper in it, and I usually bring it with me because I've already, either started doing some calculations for how much binding I need or
Yep.
sketched a layout or whatever. Yeah,
Yep.
so good. Okay.
And your last one,
My last one is stiletto.
not the heel.
I pretty much cannot sew without a stiletto anymore. I love my stiletto. I really love this one. It's really beautiful. It's actually double-ended, so it's got a seam ripper, unsewer, and a stiletto.
Jack, we call it Jack.
That's right. And this one I like because it's nice and heavy. And you can use this for so many different things, but there are so many projects that really can use a stiletto. Recently, I have been sewing with 1/8 inch seams. Yeah, not fun, and the stiletto has made it much better.
She
Now-
does it to herself, so we have no sympathy.
I do it to myself. No one has forced me to sew 1/8 inch seams. This is a really nice one.
I believe it was a gift.
It was a gift, so I'm pretty sure this was about maybe $60-70. You didn't hear that,
Did not hear a word.
but you don't even have to go out and buy one. You may already have something like this, like a wooden chopstick.
That's a wooden chopstick. That's a doll pin
This is a
type
doll
of
pin.
thing, or
Yeah.
if your spouse or you play golf tees. They're a
Golf
little
tees.
bit thicker,
And they're kind of short, so I like something a little
Yep.
longer. If you have a purple thing, lots of sewers have purple things, so that works. You can also get one that's plastic, and actually, I think this
I
is
think that
made
was
of
for ironing.
silicone,
Yeah.
and so I think you can use this one with an iron. There's another style that you can use with an iron. This is an awl. So it's really made for starting holes in things like leather and so on.
And Clover
However,
also makes a stiletto
yeah,
with the
this is
same
a-
handle,
this
just
is
like
a
the.
Clover awl. So easy enough just to use this as a stiletto. You could use a pen or a pencil. Again, I'd be careful.
I use pins if I don't have anything
If you don't
else.
have anything else, yes, you could use a pen.
Pins and seam rippers.
I highly recommend if you start using a stiletto and you find that you use it a lot, just invest in one that's got some nice weight to it so that you don't have to spend a lot of energy or effort pushing down. All you have to do is kind of manipulate it. I hold mine almost like a pencil. And then all I'm doing is moving it. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it because of course that can lead to some repetitive stress issues and so on. Speaking of repetitive stress issues and how you can avoid them using a stiletto, this might be a good time to talk, to give a wellness tip also.
Go for it.
So, I think and maybe think of if you have one, but my biggest wellness tip, and it kind of goes with the tea and teacup. This is like probably your best wellness friend at a retreat for several reasons. One is you're staying hydrated, unless you drink a ton of caffeine, which I don't recommend. But you're staying hydrated.
You're also getting up and moving around because you have to remove and add to your tea
Exactly.
quantity.
That was exactly where I was going. It will also ensure that you get up and move around. Even if you have a nice bungee chair, you shouldn't sit there for several hours in a row.
No, it's bad for your
Get
hips
up.
to be in one position that
Yeah,
long.
yeah, you should get up, you should move around at least once an hour, you should refocus your eyes, like all the things, give your body a break. So tea becomes our wellness tip too. Yeah, all right, good going. I think that's all we have for our must-haves, but I sense through the video verse perhaps some questions about what's on the wall, Wendy.
On the wall is my version of the blue onion.
Who makes that pattern?
This is a Saginaw Street Quilts pattern.
It's so cool looking.
Give you that.
I,
And it uses the oval always ruler by Creative Grids.
nice, nice.
In fact, I was speaking with someone about this yesterday.
Ah, and so you made that
I did.
and you made it with this ruler.
Well, with a version of this ruler tagging on the wall somewhere.
Yeah, so.
Not this one in
not this
plastic.
specific one, right? Tell us a little bit about what it's like to use that ruler. Is it easy, tricky?
The trickiest part was remembering how you had to move your fabrics before you put your next curve on.
Okay.
But it's got the nice grooves that you put your rotary cutter into, 45-degree rotary cutter or 45-millimeter rotary cutter is great in this.
Excellent. Well, it's beautiful. It has all my favorite colors in it. So when you get it quilted, let me know and I'll take it right home with me.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
And we have yet another quilt on the table here. We can take some stuff off and show it off a little bit. So tell us a little bit about this quilt.
So this is a lobster.
Really?
The pattern, yes, exactly. The pattern is by making pants for fish,
Okay.
which I thought was
I
quite
love
an
that. That's
interesting,
very
yeah,
cute.
yeah. I'm gonna lift this up because you're gonna want to take that off the table. I saw this originally from a friend who owns one of the shops, owns a shop in Bar Harbor.
We're in
And,
Maine, by the way.
yeah, sorry about that, folks. And
Ooh, cool.
decided it
Green.
wasn't quite big enough for me, doing just one because that's how they have it in the pattern. So I had to do two. I call this before and after the hot tub.
Oh, that's kind of mean. The PETA people are gonna be after us.
Yeah, well, they'll get over it. It is just fabric, so we're okay.
Yeah. Cool. Well, excellent. That's adorable. And it makes a good table topper for our discussion today. And any last words about must-haves for retreats?
Good friends.
Ah, good friends. The best part of retreats, all
Absolutely.
your sewing buddies.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, with that, happy retreating.
Enjoy yourself. That's the
We-
most important
That's
thing.
the most important thing. Have fun. We would love to see you at our retreat. If you want more information, you can find it in the description. And we'd also love to give you our ultimate retreat checklist, which you can also find a link to in the description. That will ensure you are ready for anything at the retreat.
If you feel there's something we've not covered or you have a specific question, comment below. We'll get back to you as quickly as we can.
Yeah, comment. I'd especially love to hear if we forgot anything since
I know, right?
our current list is 18 pages. We are if nothing if not anal retentive and thorough.
Thorough.
All right. Well, good job.
Good job.
See you next time.